Hi, welcome back. Now, as promised, the little show and tell of where I'm up to, what I've been doing. Well, I've been pottering, neglecting the videos. Sorry guys. You know, it's all about just you looking in every now and then and seeing where I'm at. If you're interested, if you've got this as a hobby and you just want to see how someone else is doing. This is the whole idea is I do this in the real world. I haven't got much money. I don't want to spend thousands on the latest whatever. I try to do everything as cheap as possible. So things are second hand, they're broken, they're repaired, they're make do, they're, you know, just whatever. So have a little look, see what you think. Right, bear with then. I don't want to make you dizzy. I shall pause it. This is where I'll start. This is a ratio trackside series. This is a traversing crane. There's a picture. That's what it's supposed to look like. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Right. This is what mine looks like. Slightly different. Let me tell you. It was so hard. It's the hardest kit I've ever made. It's still a bit messy. I'll start with the pulleys. The lifting cables. They're right in the middle there. Let's talk about those. Right. I need a pointy thing. That'll do. Right. Now, these cables here, they supplied string, which is here. Don't know if you can see. Where is it? It's so fine. There. But it's spring loaded. It's really difficult to glue onto the wheels. And when you do finally glue them on, trying to keep all four straight on both sides is very difficult. So what I've done is I used wire. It's the same wire that I used for the security fence. So I just found some more and I bent it around, I bent it equally around this bottom one here. What I actually did was I bent it around a small paintbrush first to make the loop quite tight, because I found once I just bent it around the pulley it was still quite springy and it was opening out. It's too far away, can't see. So rather than it being like that, which is what I wanted, it was like that because there wasn't enough tension in the cable. So if you put it around a small paintbrush, so it's like that, and then you can pull it out to that, and that's fine. I did that with 4 equal lengths, glued them reasonably straight on the bottom pulley, and then when it was set I glued them either side of the pulley up the top. I did all that before I put this roof on, so there was access and it was a lot easier. But now of course nothing ever gets tangled up. That just sits in there nicely how it's supposed to, and I never have to worry about it twisting, catching, falling off, or generally looking untidy. Right, other things that were very difficult. These railings. Again, you had a drawn diagram in which to bend the railings so they were the right shape to fit the stanchions on the walkway. I was very, very, very careful with it, but it was still very hard and things didn't go perfectly. So kind of looks okay, a bit wobbly, not perfectly straight as you'd expect from a kit built model. Some of the stanchions don't fit perfectly, and there's a bit of a suspect bend in some of them. If that was real, that wouldn't bend like that. I don't know. Right, what else did I do? The ladders. They're very difficult. Each hoop is individually glued onto the ladder, and then a fine styrene strip to add for what would be the steel supports. Did both of those. I think they need to be spray painted. I used a brush and it looks sloppy. I sprayed the crane, the main gantry, but I hand painted the pulley and the yellow. Maybe the railings would have benefited from a spray. I suppose if you're clever enough you can make it all, glue it all, but not glue it to the gantry. Then you can take them away, spray them, and then glue them in one piece. Maybe. Next is the little cab in there. Glued a little guy in there with the controls. See if I can do it so you can see. Getting in. There he is. Other way. Can't see. Bad angle. There he is. But yeah, overall I'm glad. Looks good. And here's its new home. Got a little depot, a little crane loading, unloading area. As you've seen before, previous video, the rails are now set into filler to make it look like tarmac. I painted some yellow lines on it. I know it could have been done a lot neater, but I'm not here for awards. Also, that looks fine. Oopsie, a bit stripy rather than hazardy. Put lorry back. What else have I done? I've added little warning gates here, so when the train and the lorry are operating, it's nice and safe. There's another one there. We've lined the road. Just had a little experiment, see what it looked like. Some of the paint and the grass is coming over. It looks quite good. Looks fairly realistic. What else have I been doing? Let me show you. Oh right, yes. Let's go around here. I like this new camera. It didn't get sick. Right, this area up here that I was always planning to do something with. That little green needs filling in. Now I've decided on signal box there, coal stains there, water tower there, and in the gap I had a little go at creating. So let me show you. Right, it's my little creation. What we've got here is some old Hornby platform. Got edge bit and a curved bit of platform. We've got a small piece of Pico platform on the end, the edging that you can make your own stations with. We've added a small hut. I'll get some better lighting. Hang on, where is it? Let's hang this up. There we go. Now we can see. So we've got a small hut and fencing on the outside. Very nice. And then this here is an old Triang crane which came off of that one screw. Oop, there we go. take the screw out the middle, and then I glued a cotton bud, just poked it through the bottom, glued it in, took the screw out as the crane, glued a Dr. Pepper cap to the bottom, drilled a hole in it, plant that on the station, he says. There we go. Now it's secure, it's not going to fall over, and it spins. So I mean, that was a couple of quid at a collector's fair or a car boot sale. These lying around, a couple of quid, anything. Most of this is plastic spares, fences, bits lining the bottom of a box, and you know, just a spare hut that you never know where to put. So there it is, that's all done. Gonna paint that. I've got some brick cardboard edging left over in a spares box. There we go, some of that. That'll do to go around the edge. And then let's show you it in place, if I can get there without breaking anything, me included. I've only allowed myself a very small access hole for this railway now it's expanded so much. It's getting a bit of a health risk, bit of a hazard. Right, let's stand people up. There we go. Roughly where it's going to be. When it's all painted and blended in, so there's no rough green, this is all going to be black, full of coal, some electrical boxes, maybe some grass and mud growing up onto the station platform because it's been there a while. Perhaps it's an old disused one, I don't know. Maybe I make the crane rusty. Maybe it's just a passing place, maybe none of it works anymore. We'll see. It's an idea. I can do what I like. It's mine. It's fun. There's no era. So do that. Right, what else have I done? Let's have a look. Right, this was the next thing I wanted to experiment with and do. Here we have your standard old boring, not triangle, but you know, 80s Hornby, first real generation model, plain, ring-filled motor, sluggish, boring, not too much detail, starting to get there. This one's been painted and stickered. It's got proper handrails now, it's got transfers for the overhead cables, little light, it's been detailed a bit, it's got some nice hooks and that on it. But on the whole, boring. But look, coal. What can we do here, you say? Right. How's about real coal? Actual real coal. Fairly simple to do. The top of the tenders just lift off, and then you very carefully drill lots of small holes all the way around, and then cut it out. It is really thick plastic, so if you're going to attempt using a craft knife, you need a strong one, and always cut away from yourself, because the tendency for the knife to jump and slip whilst doing it is very, very possible. I was very lucky, I've been fine, thank you, nobody was harmed in the making of this video. However, there was a moment, as they say, where the life flashed before my eyes, and it weren't very interesting. Right, so real coal, where to get it? Anywhere. If you happen to have a friend that owns a coal merchant, it does help, or if you live next to a actual preserved railway where you could actually use proper steam coal from a steam train, then all good. Get said piece of coal. Don't use the heat briquettes, the moulded lumps. I don't think you can use those. I use the bricky type house coal, because it's got this lovely shine and goes into blocks, which is great. And then if you can do it properly, it looks quite good. That's my attempt. I'll show you one someone else did. There we go. This one's got a better tender for doing it. It's got more of a realistic look to it. Just looking at the coal and imagining a person trying to gauge how big some of the lumps are. Let's put your man on there so we can tell. He's pissed. Ah, come on. It's only me that's supposed to be doing this on alcohol, not you. Right, there we go. Oh, he's got bad legs. There, stand him up. Right, so in theory then, he needs to be able to pick up these lumps of coal on a shovel to put in his steam train. So they need to be fair size, because trains have big lumps, but big enough to handle, obviously. How's he doing? Let's have a look at some of those. Do they look about the right size for steam coal? I think those ones there are pretty much on the max. I wouldn't like to lift one of those on a shovel, but the rest of it looks absolutely fine. It looks lovely. It's done really well, and it's been weathered with some weathering powders as well that make it look much more less plastic than mine. The black one will look better when it's done. Black's so much easier to weather than green. So that's it really. So you've seen my lights that I've done. Go back up. Seen the lights in the shed. This is a white Nightwing white metal kit, coach walkways, glued together with Hornby station pillars and a Kibri roof, and a nondescript trying staircase from something, possibly a station, glued together and just painted as a more elaborate coach maintenance walkway. Shed building, done that. The crane area is really the only thing I've been concentrating on. Oh, actually no, my house. I need to show you my house I've been doing. So yeah, that's quite good. It's good, isn't it? My fence and the road. Right, I'll take you to my house. Barry. Right, the keen eye of you might recognise my council house that I was in the process of making. There's Del Boy's van. And next door, oh yeah, I was going to take the roof off because they were having the roof done. And then, well, this guy came round and he said the house was rubbish and it needed knocking down. So he's got some boys around and a digger, and they're starting to demolish the house. So now everyone's had to move out. Utter crisis on the street. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Is it going to be a development? Is it going to be another supermarket? Nobody knows. Let's just hope it's not a charity shop. Should be fine. Nothing against charities, obviously. Gosh, I've got myself in a bit of a bundle here, haven't I? Never mind, moving on. Nothing was said bad. Right, that's about it really. I haven't done anything else new. Everything is as it is. Station, busker. Well, that's it. You've seen that new platform bit. I think that's it. And my crane. So yeah, I'll get some more stuff and check back. Let's show you that bit painted, the station and the crane and stuff. And see you soon. If you have watched this far in the video, give us a line. If you drop us a line if you want to have Wizzo visit to you. He's like I say, his bag's packed. He's ready to go. So give us a shout should you want to take part in the Bongo challenge. Check other videos channels: Andy's Trains and Fun, Calvert Film, Dungewood Model Railway, Fred's Wilbury Line, David Atkins. We're all having a good go and it's all good fun. Subscribe, enjoy, share the love.